Hello, I'm Madeline Spence.
And I'm Leighton Philbrook.
And we'll be presenting our research on a community-based conservation project built around the legal egg harvest of olive ridley eggs in Ostional, Costa Rica.
Sea turtles are believed to have evolved from reptiles approximately 300 million years ago. The earliest ones were dated back to the late Triassic period, 220 million years ago. Scientists believe that turtles evolved into a marine environment due to dinosaur predation. The Archelon sea turtle, which was the largest species of sea turtle in existence, is believed to have gone extinct due to its specialized eating habits. It roamed the waters of North America, and you can see its fossil on the bottom left photo for reference. This massive turtle grew up to 12 feet and weighed up to 6,000 pounds. The Archelon is the ancestor of all modern sea turtles, which there are 7 species of. These turtles have shown to be resilient over time. On the beach of Ostional, Costa Rica, located on the Pacific side, there are 3 species of turtles that nest: the green sea turtle, the leatherback, and the one which we will be using for the focus of this study, the olive ridley.
The ridleys, which include the olives and the kemps, demonstrate unique characteristics in that they travel in mass migrations, and these are known in Spanish as arrebatas, and the cause of them are unknown, but theorized to be due to the logic of safety in numbers to avoid predation by marine creatures. However, this mass migration makes them vulnerable to human predation. The main nesting beach site at Ostional is considered to be the
second largest
arrebata location in the world, making it the only non-public beach in Costa Rica. While solitary nesters emerge onto the beach almost every night of the year in Ostional, arrebata events happen on an almost monthly basis. These events make Ostional an area of interest for community-based conservation efforts.
Sea turtles provide very important benefits to the food chain on a consumer and predatory level. Olive ridleys are omnivores, eating crabs, mollusks. Some of their predators include coyotes, crocodiles, seabirds, most commonly vultures, which we saw frequently in Ostional, and you can see on the top right image, as well as raccoons and dogs who are able to smell eggs and dig up nests. Also, iguanas and jaguars are threats to olive ridleys, and marine life such as barracuda, jack and snapper fish who feed on the hatchlings, as well as orca whales, seals, tiger sharks, and great white sharks. Adult sea turtles are able to defend themselves from sharks by using their shell to deflect their bites. Even though olive ridleys have many predators, people have increased the mortality rates of sea turtles more than any other species. After our sea turtle course, Madeline and I went down to Panama to a village called Tabobe. There we saw 2 fishermen, pictured in the bottom left, who hunted 2 green sea turtles. We learned that they use the entire turtle and the meat is considered a delicacy. However, we also heard stories of people killing turtles just for their valuable shells, which can be used for jewelry, and poachers who sell their eggs to the black market. Sea turtles are also endangered by pollution from sources such as plastic and oil spills. They are also endangered by rising global temperatures, which I will touch more on later. Even though sea turtles have been resilient for millions of years, they could go extinct before the end of this century if we do not change our practices. The data we collected during our bioma program was used to determine the population dynamics and hatching rate success. We accomplished collecting this data on our night beach patrols. We were required to wear dark-colored clothes and use red lights to not disturb the nesting turtles. Our group consisted of 7 or more members each night, and we did a variety of jobs such as depth measurement, counting eggs, timing the nesting duration, measuring the length and width of the carpus, as well as the length of the left hind flipper. Also, the turtles that had no tags and looked healthy were tagged using iodine and pliers. On the screen, you can see me using a clicking tool to determine the amount of eggs that were laid during the nesting period. We had to remain very cautious to remain silent and not shine our white lights because turtles are photosensitive and disturbances can cause them to not nest. There were a few incidences where a turtle was disturbed by a stray dog or one of our team members being loud or accidentally shining their lights. This experience taught me that it takes precision and patience to do field work with sea turtles. Our data went into a collective field journal and ongoing study with sections such as the date, time, section of the beach, the weather, the activity of the nesting turtle, whether it was emerging, making a body pit, digging, laying eggs, covering or tapping, camouflaging, or returning to the ocean, as well as some of the measurements I talked about earlier, such as the egg count and the clutch depth.
Olive Ridley eggs are consumed by the locals for their protein source as well as perceived aphrodisiac elements. They are also harvested for commercial trade. Multiple interest groups are integrated into a community-based conservation project considered to be effective because of its primary income it provides for the majority of community members, as well as tracking turtle populations through research performed on the beach. While statistics are unavailable to confirm the sustainability of the program, Bioma founder and professor at UCSB confirmed recently with us that it is estimated that 5% of total clutches laid are actually harvested. But for the program to continue, it must demonstrate biological feasibility, and the community must organize to both collect eggs and protect turtles. Major successes of the program were setting prices of eggs low to reduce poaching, as well as greatly increased awareness around conservation of turtles among community members. The rationale behind the egg harvest program is due to the low hatching success rate, typically around 8%, and the cause being high bacterial and fungal load in the clutches due to leftover debris from eggshells. 22 to 44% of clutches destroyed by other nesting females, as well as climate change caused beach erosion. There has been a significant loss over the last half-century in olive ridley populations. However, data is not exact on most recent declines, so the sustainability of the program is still estimated to be successful. However, with the gaps in research and length of time to maturity for turtles, it is still unknown.
Here are photos of the sea turtle hatchery we saw on Ostional Beach. This hatchery was designed to keep the sand temperatures cooler and cleaner for a higher hatching success. The shade allows for a cooler temperature during the incubation period. The temperature of a developing sea turtle egg determines whether or not the offspring will be a male or female, which is also referred to as temperature-dependent sex determination, which is common in reptiles. If a sea turtle incubates in a temperature less than 81 degrees Fahrenheit, the hatchlings will be male. But due to rising global temperatures, most of the current hatchlings are females. This is problematic for the population as a whole if they are not repopulating. The hatcheries also allow for cleaner sand, which decreases the Bacterial load. One of the biggest challenges of using the hatchery is the intensive labor it takes, as they have to collect new sand from the swash zone and replace the old sand after the turtles nest. Since operating a hatchery or using machinery is expensive, time-consuming, and labor-intensive, we recommend other methods in order to keep the clutches clean. On our last day in Ostional, Madeline and I witnessed an arrabada and egg harvest. We noticed that many of the clutches were dug out, but left with eggshell remnants and trash. We recommend that the harvesters do a better job of keeping the sand clean. It wouldn't take a whole lot of labor to remove the remaining eggshells and trash from the nest. However, it might be difficult to persuade them without subsidy. Overall, we believe that this could really improve the hatching rate of nesting sea turtles. Also, we are looking forward to hearing about the current ongoing study and whether or not the egg harvest is going to prove to be sustainable or unsustainable. Thank you very much for listening, and feel free to send us questions or comments.
We hope that Ostional can sustain its community while also preserving sea turtle populations.